Today, we remember a man whose music shaped generations and redefined gospel music for the modern era. A composer, pianist, choir director, and visionary, Richard Smallwood left behind a legacy that continues to influence churches, musicians, and worship spaces across the world. Richard Smallwood was born on November 30th, 1948, in Atlanta, Georgia, and raised in Washington, D.C. From an early age, his musical ability stood out. Unlike many gospel artists of his time, Smallwood combined deep faith with formal classical training. He studied piano and composition at Howard University, where he developed a unique sound, one that blended classical structure with gospel expression. This approach would later become his signature, music that was spiritually powerful, technically complex, and emotionally grounded. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, gospel music was evolving, and Richard Smallwood became one of its most important architects. He formed the Richard Smallwood Singers, and later the group Vision, introducing arrangements that demanded discipline, precision, and musical excellence. His compositions featured advanced harmonies, layered choral writing, and rich progressions rarely heard in traditional gospel music at the time. Yet, despite the complexity, the message remained clear: worship, praise, and devotion. Songs like Total Praise and I Love the Lord became timeless works, performed by choirs across denominations and cultures. These songs were not tied to trends or eras. They were built to last. Richard Smallwood's influence extended beyond church walls. In 1996, I Love the Lord reached a global audience when it was performed by Whitney Houston in The Preacher's Wife soundtrack, one of the most successful gospel soundtracks in history. Despite mainstream recognition, Smallwood never pursued celebrity status. He avoided aggressive touring, resisted commercial pressure, and consistently prioritized artistic integrity over popularity. Within the music world, he became known as a composer respected by other composers, a musician whose work set a standard rather than followed one. His music was studied, rehearsed, and performed with a seriousness usually reserved for classical works. Throughout his career, Richard Smallwood received numerous honors, including Grammy recognition, Stellar Awards, Dove Awards, and induction into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. However, his true impact was never measured by trophies. For many, his music became a source of strength during grief, prayer, and reflection. His compositions accompanied moments of praise, sorrow, hope, and healing. In late December 2025, Richard Smallwood passed away at the age of 77 after long-term health struggles. His passing marked the end of a remarkable life, but not the end of his influence. Every time a choir sings Total Praise, his legacy continues, not just in melody or lyrics, but in discipline, structure, and devotion. Richard Smallwood did not simply write gospel music. He built a foundation for worship that will continue to guide generations to come.